I just want to take a couple minutes out of your guys' day to talk to you about what happened with AMC, why this is actually a great thing, and you guys should be very happy that AMC actually fell. If you are confused in that, definitely stay tuned, but also address this negative beta concern that some of you guys have expressed. So let's get straight into this video. And why I say exactly that you should be happy this happened is because, one, obviously, apes can acquire more shares. Two, you're obviously going to see more shorting going on with AMC, making the short interest go up. And three, shorts are not covering. If they wanted to cover on their shares, obviously the share price would be going up, but they are not doing that. Reflected in the Ortex data, I know there's a T+2 settlement time delay, but we are not seeing any estimated increase in the short interest. This is likely to be reflected in the next 2 days or so. Let's see, how much did AMC drop for the day? Closed down 8.85%, up in after hours 3 cents or 0.07%. So overall, this is great. This is great news. This is music to my ears. The fact that we did close above $40 as well is also a great sign. But me personally, I would like AMC to continue to go down to acquire more shares. Yes, it hurts in the near term, but when you look at the overall aspect here of the AMC Moass, you have to know one thing. It does not matter what happens until the shorts do cover, and they're simply not covering. They are doubling down on their short positions, and by my estimates, by the utilization and the free float, which is likely to go up a couple percentage points, we are going to see the short interest go to 20% or even higher, which means we have never been in a more bullish situation since before this gamma squeeze did happen. A little bit of short squeeze, and about 6% of shorts actually did cover back here in June. But majorly speaking, it was a gamma squeeze. That settlement date was May 28th. Short interest came in at 20% per the exchange reported short interest data. So we have never looked more bullish. But on the opposite end of this, seeing the markets going down about 2% across the board, NASDAQ down 2.19%, Russell 2000 down 2.44%, S&P down 1.70%, Dow Jones down a little bit more than that, which is surprising, down 1.78%, is great because you're seeing this liquidity crunch. Imagine you're a hedge fund with thousands of positions. Your hedge fund is not going to move around a lot in value unless you are severely over leveraged on margin, which from what I can tell, to double or 4x your position as a hedge fund since the beginning of 2020, they're obviously over leveraged. So their losses are being compounded, while at the same time, they're not covering on their AMC positions. But once the market does come down to those critical inflection levels, you're going to see the smaller shorts be forced to cover on their riskiest positions. One of their riskiest positions is AMC. And if you guys are unfamiliar, you cannot just go into short positions with no collateral. That's not how it works, even if you're a hedge fund. Imagine if you sell a put, right? You sold an AMC $40 put. So you agree to buy 100 shares at $40 by this expiration date if AMC is under $40. In the meantime, you have to put up enough capital to make sure that you can buy 100 shares. So you'd have to put up $4,000 to initiate that trade. That is an example of basically how the collateral works with hedge funds and institutions. Specifically, after the Archegos fallout, there has been stricter requirements for capital. So all in all, if the markets do continue to come down, let's say 10, 15, 20, 25%, really at about 15 to 25%, that's where you're looking at the margin call situation that is going to play out. How do we know this? Am I pulling this out of my ass? No, I am not. The Volkswagen short squeeze right here. Look at this. In 2008, in October, at the very bottom of the markets, obviously after Volkswagen went from about $400 or 400 euros all the way down to just about 200 euros from this chart, you can see that's a drop of about 50%. So these people in Volkswagen were taking massive losses before the short squeeze actually did happen, and it was due to this liquidity crunch that was going on at the time. So hopefully this all makes sense, you guys. Hopefully you guys can put the dots together and really piece together what I'm trying to say. Hopefully I'm saying it clear enough for you guys. But after that, Volkswagen did short squeeze almost up to 1,000 euros per share. But before that, there was a lot of bleeding, likely what we will see with AMC stock. But the situation with Volkswagen and AMC, obviously, I know, are a lot different. We have never had a stock like AMC with a community of over 4 million members that own over 80% of the share price. This is way, way different. If we all have a collective goal to not sell until a certain price, or to not sell in general until the shorts have covered, and we all stick to that, that is exactly what is going to happen. There is no way around that, and there is no way that could not happen. It really comes down to each individual person if they are willing to hold through the pain, watch their portfolio potentially slash in half to see these massive gains after that. That is the real question you should be asking yourself. How much pain can you endure to see? Are you willing to take that pain to get those massive rewards? We're talking thousands of percents, tens of thousands of percents, insanely rich, generational wealth, but are you willing to do that? That is the real question. I am personally. Let me know down below in the comment section. From what everything I have heard, everybody is on the same page with that. It does not matter until the shorts cover. That is the simple fact here. I don't think apes are selling out, so don't get that confused. I'm just saying that's what you should be asking yourself. As a whole community, I think that is what everybody has come to the conclusive decision they are going to do. Now, I do want to address this negative beta situation. Yes, AMC does typically have a negative beta of about 4%. That is right on Google. You guys can search that up. Don't even need to show that, because that is public information. That is something you guys can find in about 10 seconds if you guys do want to. But they calculate this by over time, right? So within months, let's say the last year, they've been calculating this. So that's how they come out with this negative beta. It does not mean every day the market is down, AMC is going to be up, or, you know, the markets are up and AMC is going to be down. That is not exactly how it works. This is an average based off of a long amount of times, with the average price action of AMC directly correlated with the markets. Now, today was different. You've seen a full-out mass liquidation. That does not mean that AMC should have went up. We are going to see this drop, and then we are going to see the short squeeze afterwards. So that is really what I wanted you guys to know. As far as my predictions on how hard the market could go down or continue to go down, it does look very, very likely, in my personal opinion, that we are going to see let's say down to about here, $388 on the S&P 500. That would put us back here in about March of 2021. So still not erasing the year's gains whatsoever, but just drawing them back a little bit. That would be a correction of about 12 to 14%, if my math is correct here. That is where we will find our first level of major support right here at about, like I said, $388 on the S&P 500. It is only, up to you guys to speculate if the shorts would actually be squeezed out of their positions, if they would see these margin calls coming in with a 12 to 14% correction. I think so, but I also think you could go back down, to about $365, which you're looking at a well over 15% correction. So it's really on the table. I mean, we could gap down again tomorrow, or we could, trade sideways or even bounce back up and then see a major gap down later on throughout the rest of the week. We have the Evergrande situation. We have the reserve requirement ratios for the banks, over $1 trillion that are going back to the banks. We have, like I said, Jerome Powell speaking at the end of this week, which is very important. The whole world is going to be watching to see if we do taper. We have the debt ceiling, potentially a government shutdown. We have this margin situation. We will actually get the margin numbers too, so you guys are aware of this coming tomorrow. At least it should be. They're published every 21st of the month, so we will know the margin information for August. But even on a technical basis, we are looking at a major sell-off. We broke under the 100-day moving average. We're well under the 50-day moving average. We have not seen a break like this throughout the whole year of 2021. So get ready for this liquidity crunch. Get ready to potentially see AMC go down before we do see that short squeeze like we did see with Volkswagen. Just ask yourself, are you ready to see this sell-off and then to see this massive generational wealth be created? As a whole, I do think apes are all on the same page. Watch for obviously the shorts to cover or the short interest to go up. Obviously, they are not covering. You would see that reflected in the price action. So hopefully this provided some clarity to you guys about the whole negative beta situation, as well as a broad look of what is happening with AMC and why this is actually a great thing for the apes and for the AMC Moass. So that is all for this video. Check out the links linked down below in the description. I've been making a lot of trades to hedge my portfolio that have been winning exceptionally well, as well as trades on Lucid Motors, trades on all kinds of different equities, options, stock. So check that out if you guys do want to. You'll be notified in real time whenever trades are bought or sold, whether they are day trades, swing trades, or long-term investments. I give you guys my rundown in, what I'm going to be doing with that position. So that is all for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Don't freak out, too bad, kick back, relax, enjoy your night. I will see you in the next video.